Hey, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Robyn.
Welcome to That Quarantine Life with you-know-who, with us.
Who better else to do it with, right?
Oh my goodness. We're excited to be here. I guess we're as excited as we can be being in sheltering in place, but we want to provide you guys with some positivity and some perspective on the situation. So let's think of all the ways we can make the best of this situation.
That's right. And some fun and staying positive, because it's everyone's having a hard time. So we're here to kind of help you feel uplifted and excited and forging ahead through the week. And so we've got some fun stuff ahead of us. Kick it off, Nicole.
We've got a full schedule for you today. We are going to involve the kids. They're going to help us out with a joke segment. We have some daily tips for you to make the most of your routine. We have some house husbands. We love those house husbands. They're going to come on and give us their best. And then we've got some local love to give. And we're going to wrap it up with everybody's favorite cuddly friend, our pets. And that's gonna be our flow today, right?
It's like the pets or the kids. Who's gonna steal our thunder?
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose for us.
We
wanted to start off with a segment of our show called "It's No Joke," and Nicole is calling her daughter from upstairs because that's how
you get a hold of
the schoolers roll. That's right.
Hey, can you come downstairs and help me? Come on.
And my 6-year-old is ready, so you want to sidle on over, girl? Okay, come over here.
Yeah, introduce Miss this over here.
Okay, this is Scarlett. She just turned 6. You can tell because she has no teeth. And she's got a good joke for Emi. And she loves Emi, so she's excited. All right, Emi.
And as you can see, I have a teenager who just recently turned 14. This is Emi, and she's in 8th grade, and she's excited to hear your joke, Scarlett, so hit it.
All right.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce food. Lettuce in. It's cold out here.
She likes her own joke the best. All right, Emi, we're ready for you.
All right, Scarlett, are you ready? Hit it, Em.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Tank. Who?
Did you say, wait, hey, is that what you said?
Tank.
Hey, who? You're welcome. That sounds so bad.
Sorry, we thought you said hey. We're gonna blame it on Zoom.
I said tank. Like tank.
Thank
Got
you.
it. That's a cute one. Like thank you, but thank. All right, I like it. That was a cute one.
Hey, you guys are awesome. We appreciate your help.
You want to say bye?
I don't
let the dog out on your way. He's just
get a hug. She's just coming down to get what she wants and leaves, you know?
Bye, Emi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We get it. We're with you, Emi. It's tough.
Seriously? Right now you're getting ice. Oh my Lord.
So if you guys have a good joke, or you want to hear our kids tell, we want to hear your kids tell it on the show. No, I can't even say that right. We want your joke and we will tell it on the show next week.
There you go.
There we go. You can email us at Nicole@LoveLivermore or Robyn@LoveLivermore. It'd be fun to see what you guys come up with. What are we on to?
Oh, you know what? I have a question for you.
Oh.
What are you doing daily to have more fun?
I hope this isn't frowned upon.
I don't.
But you know what? Local Livermore wine. You got to do it. This is a Retzloff bottle. I actually bought from Terra Mia because they were having a half-off special. You know, every business is pivoting and getting creative with their menus and offerings. So I took advantage. We bought a ton of food for the family that night, and then I bought a couple bottles of wine. So not every day, but
I didn't say there was anything wrong with that. But
hey, just before I'm judged, there have been more days than typical. What about you?
So I will show you what I'm doing to have a little more fun on the daily. I have decided to wear real pants.
Woo-hoo!
you.
I'm impressed, but watch mine.
Oh, I want to see your pants.
Woohoo!
There's nothing wrong with that either.
By the way, where did I get these ABC jammies from? Like, I don't know, 2005. I love my ABC jammies.
Well, we are definitely doing our best right now to make the most of our daily routine. And there have been a lot of challenges, a lot of suggestions, a lot of tips for making the most of your routine. And this week we want to focus on some of those fun challenges, especially ones that involve our kids, right?
Yeah, so some of you might have seen around town and just through social media, and some teachers have been putting out ideas out there about challenges in your neighborhood. So I know there was a teddy bear challenge for a while where people were putting their teddy bears into their front window to give some kids something to look for on their walks. There was a rainbow challenge where you colored a rainbow and it kind of brightened everybody's day. So we're kind of jumping on the egg challenge because Easter, if you can believe it, is about a week away. And my kids and I are going to start, I don't know if we're starting it or maybe some other people are already doing it, but we're going to be creating little fun tissue paper Easter eggs. Ooh. Scarlett started a fancy one today, but
love the tissue paper.
What's that?
I love the tissue paper.
Yeah, so you can get any, we didn't buy anything. We just had computer paper that she cut into the shape of an egg. Mm-hmm. And then she took a Sharpie and did her designs. And then you grab any tissue paper you've got in the garage or wherever you've got it. And if you just have white, you can actually color your tissue paper. And then you just tear them and crinkle them up and make your little design. And when you're done, you put them up in your front window. And throughout the week, we're going to encourage people to go on a virtual-ish egg hunt as you get out and about and get some fresh air. So hopefully you partake and get it going in your neighborhood and throw some Easter eggs in the window. But I know my kids are already starting to plan theirs out. My boys are cutting theirs out and starting to draw their design. So it'll be a fun project, I think, especially on a rainy weekend as we're heading into this. So it might be something fun to pick up on.
I think that's actually fun for the whole family because you get out, you're walking around with your kids, they can look for the eggs. And then, parents, we could be taking photos of the eggs that we find or our kids doing a wacky whatever with the egg in the background. And we could be posting those in Love Livermore in the group or sharing them on Instagram or with friends and family or just even with each other. You could have a little egg off, like how many eggs can you find or how many eggs can I find? I don't know, have some fun with it.
And I even told totally. You could even do a little tally mark project if you have younger kids that can practice counting or whatever. You can make it, however exciting or basic that you want, but it's something for them to do. And most people have these materials at home. So it's not a hard project. So I thought that'd be a fun challenge.
I love that challenge. I'm all up for a challenge. You know that my challenges over here always tend to be around something active. So I'm doing a little challenge in my garage. I'm riding my bike up 29,000 feet because that's what it takes to Everest. So every day I'm getting on my bike, I'm in my garage and riding a little bit. And so that's my own personal challenge. I think whether you have kids at home, you want to do something with them, or you just want to give yourself a personal challenge, or you want to challenge your neighborhood. I offered to teach my own shelter in strength class. And we did that yesterday and all our neighbors got out. They were on their driveways and all I had them bring out was a mat. And if they wanted to bring a light set of weights or a set of cans, and we did a fun little workout just in our own driveways. And it was just another way to, see each other and get out there.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm excited for our next segment, which always happens to be my favorite segment. I don't know why.
I don't either. Hey, let's cheers because we gotta take a back seat to this. All right.
So are you bring on your
house husband segment?
House husbands it is.
Okay. And can you get the dog real quick? This dog is driving me nuts.
All right, I've got to queue up my questions for your smarty pants over there.
I know. I'm excited to see what he can do or not this week.
I don't know. I'm trying to stump him this week.
All right.
What's up, Mark?
Hi. How you doing, Nicole?
Did you do your hair today?
I did not. Didn't shave either.
There's a lot happening here.
The quarantine beard.
You should see Reggie. You should see Reggie's new quarantine look.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
show off Reggie's looks shortly.
Which I actually like, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last week we learned that your special skill is that you are a vat of information and that you really should be on Jeopardy. But I do happen to know that you're very versed in historic information. So this week I thought I would try to stump you. And
Okay.
I want to see, like, I'm going to test your science skills. Are you
All
up
right.
for that?
I'm glad someone's trying to undermine me out there. It's good. Makes me feel really good.
Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to look like the dork in this anyway, because, you know, I didn't even know this. I read these questions earlier too to Reggie, and he was like, what are you even asking me? So,
Oh, great.
so here we go. Are you ready?
Great. Yeah.
Okay, planetary science is the category. In a nod to its composition, Uranus, let's be real, I just wanted to say Uranus.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start over again, sorry. In a nod to its composition, Uranus, like Jupiter, is known as this type of giant.
Oh, gaseous jar?
He said,
Really?
He said gas.
Is that right or no?
Over here, I just wanted to say Uranus and have him say gas.
Yeah.
But yes, he's right, of course.
Okay,
Okay, now I'm going to step it up. Now this one's going to be real hard. Okay. Planetary science again. 14-letter term for any orbit by a satellite that takes as long as it takes Earth to rotate once. Geostationary is one type. What is this type?
So 14-letter term.
A 14-letter term for any orbit by a satellite that takes as long as it takes Earth to rotate once.
Oh, as long as it takes Earth to rotate the sun once, you said.
Yeah, as long as it takes Earth to rotate once. It didn't say the sun, it just says rotate once. So
That changes things, Nicole. That's it.
Yeah.
That's too ambiguous. I'm sorry. There's a lot of 14-letter words we could throw out here, but that changes things.
That's, I'm trying to think of whatever would have the
here, I'll
sun.
give you the hint is geostationary is one type.
Yeah. I don't know. You got me.
Let's see if Evan knows. Evan, come here. Evan knows a lot of science. He just walked downstairs. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Don't look at my phone.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Evan.
14-letter term for any orbit by a satellite that takes as long as it takes Earth to rotate once. Geostationary is one type.
Is it 2 words?
No, it's one
It's
long word
one
that's 14
long
letters.
Oh, okay.
Let me just interject and say the absolute hardest class I ever took at Cal Poly was astronomy, and I took it pass or fail, and I barely passed with the largest curve of all time to pass that class, but it was I almost failed. That was the hardest class.
I think when Reggie comes on, you should ask him how his astronomy experience was.
Astronomy is no joke.
You think you're
And
going to
And I think I took
it's going to
I
be
think I took yeah, I think I took it as like an elective for a certain science, and I was like, that'll be fun. No, that was so I can't help either.
all right.
Sorry.
Well, no one knows. Oh, sweet. I stumped you guys.
Should we give the answer, or should we have our group see if they can give the answer?
Do it. Oh, I love that idea. Okay.
Yeah,
So to our group, we're just going to say it one more time. Planetary science, 14-letter term for any orbit by a satellite that takes as long as it takes Earth to rotate once.
I have a question, Nicole. Had you heard of this word before?
No. I mean, I've heard of part of the
Part
word.
of the word?
Yes, part of the word is,
Orbit.
let's just say geostationary is one type. Geostationary is one type. Geostationary,
So stationary is reused, or geo?
yes.
That's the question. Okay.
There you go. You're very helpful, Nicole.
That is very helpful.
I know. Hey, science.
Yeah.
Hey, 50%. We get him next week.
We do.
That's all right.
What are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking tonight? Anything local?
Well, you wrote for me a glass of that, didn't you?
I did. Where is your glass of this? There you go.
The rose wine.
Sorry.
Rosé.
Rosé.
I'm sorry.
And since we don't want you to drink alone, we're going to invite on my husband, my house husband. Reggie, where are you at? Where are you at?
I'm coming.
You're coming? Okay, he's coming.
I'm here.
Oh, what's
Hey.
up? All right.
What's happening?
Hey,
Hey, I see you have like a chair, and it was.
here, hold on.
There's nothing.
There's a
I'm
spot on the
spoiled.
shit.
I'm spoiled.
Here.
I'm a regular.
I don't even know who works here.
Yeah.
All right, you got to share. I'm sorry. That was very not prepared, especially when you prepared this for me. Oh, wait. First, why are you wearing a hat? Did you do your hair today?
What are you talking about?
Let's see your hair. Boom!
Oh, look at that. Buzz.
I like his hair buds.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was Nicole's botch. I mean, great haircut.
In 2 or 3 weeks, you're all gonna be like, "That's brilliant."
Yeah.
I'm gonna have this beautiful hair.
You will.
Yeah. There you go. Nice.
Quick. Okay, so we're all getting to the point now where he was like, my hair's too long. Evan was just in here. Evan's like, I can't handle this. I'm out there, playing basketball. My hair's getting shaggy. I'm a little concerned about, I think every blonde is a little concerned about her roots. So I made a call to Sarah at the Hive, and I got this little drop-off package today with all sorts of potions and directions, and I'm pretty excited about this. Thank you, Sarah.
The maintenance. That's right. Maintenance.
That we don't need the full fix.
I'm sorry. I wanted to pun it out there for a minute, but go ahead.
All right.
Maintenance. There you go.
All right. What am I drinking?
You are drinking. What do we call that?
Spa water.
Spa water.
This is one of
This is what I like that Reggie makes.
This is nice. I mean, you need to have cucumbers, a little mint, vodka, or gin works well.
Wow.
Yeah. But if you talk to your neighbors and they have mint, for example.
In our case.
Our neighbor, she used gloves and cut her mint, put it in a baggie, disinfected it, and put it on our doorstep.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know. We that is really good. That's like a refreshing kind of summery feeling drink.
So cucumber.
So do you want the details?
Yes, I do.
I'll go for Nicole style. You can change as needed, but of course she's going to go instead of 1.5 ounces vodka, it's 2. And I mean, if there was question, and then you muddled cucumber with a little mint, about 8 to 10 leaves, about 2 slices of cucumber, trim the outside off, and then muddle it up. A little simple syrup, about 1/2 ounce. A little less maybe, but 1/2 ounce.
Hey, really quick, what if you're sheltering in place and you don't have simple syrup?
That's just sugar and water. Just put a little sugar in there. Put maybe 2 teaspoons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, make your own simple syrup, have it in your fridge. You're ready to go. Make your spa water, man.
The first time I went to Nicole's for a business meeting, she said, Reggie will make us a drink. I said, oh yeah, sure. And the guy was gone for like 40 minutes. I'm thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? And he's like muddling his mint and trimming his, like cucumber just so. It was amazing. It was amazing. I was sold on that drink.
Yeah.
Therapeutic.
Maybe not 40 minutes, but
Yeah.
Process.
a while.
Your shelter and spa drink.
Yes.
Oh.
So good.
Well, you guys, I mean, we appreciate your talents. We appreciate your knowledge, Mark.
Or lack of science knowledge.
Yes. I found a way to stop Mark.
That has never happened. That's all right. We're gonna tally. We're gonna tally it up during this quarantine. See what you can.
That's right.
Sure.
I mean, he got 100% last week, and those were hard.
You did.
They were hard.
The rye one, maybe I think that might have been a little easier.
The black bread rye one.
Bread.
Your bread knowledge.
I mean, he's amazed me multiple times with the bread knowledge. So.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about random things, but astronomy is pretty technical. So yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I want to go look up the answer.
I know what the answer is now, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What is it?
No, like I said,
Write it down.
I'm not gonna write it down.
Just say it, because
No.
my God, now that's gonna drive me nuts. Okay.
No, we have to ask the viewers. They have to write it down in the comments.
Well,
Exactly.
then you
now
have
it's
to
a
write it
test.
down so we can make sure.
Come on. And you know what else?
There's no Googling.
And if you
Googling.
have a question that you want us to ask Marc, also message us. You can email Nicole at Love
Some
Livermore,
house husband, yeah.
and we'll ask your crazy questions to Marc, the house husband.
I like that.
Mark the house up.
And if you have some great drink ideas that are really easy to make, and you
Send them our way.
want Reggie to make us a drink, we've got some different bitters going on over here. We've got a nice little.
You guys do. You have it all.
We are stocked.
Yeah, you guys do.
We're ready to shelter in place.
We were ready.
There you go.
All
Good.
right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Reggie.
Share this week.
Yeah, this week you get a stool.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
Marc go write down the answer. We can really verify. Go
Okay.
write it down. No Google.
No
Or do it
Google.
right here so I
No
can watch
Google.
you.
Then
All right.
next week, you should hold that paper till next week. And then when
He's writing it down right now. He's not checking. So you're right. I will fold it, put it away, and we'll see.
All right. On to some local love. Are you ready for some love?
Yes.
We're always ready for love, especially when it's our locals. Here in Livermore, we have so many inspirational people that are sharing great tips and ideas. We have businesses that are pivoting every day, adjusting to the changing situation, and we want to highlight those people. This week, Robyn, who are we highlighting?
Michelle Smith, author, local, Livermore mom.
Yep.
Incredible chef, mom of two, community contributor. She's kind of wears a lot of hats, but has now had a very successful cookbook came out once, and she's got another one coming. And you can follow her at The Whole Smiths. And we cannot wait to interview her a little bit.
Let's talk to her now, shall we?
Yep. New recipe coming your way. Hey guys, here we are with Michelle Smith from The Whole Smiths, and we are getting a little sneak peek of a new recipe that's actually going to be in her cookbook, which is being released at the end of this year, but of course we're bringing it to you guys first. So Michelle, I'm excited about this recipe because you're actually using things that you might just already have in your kitchen. So why don't you break it down for us?
All right. First off, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited. I think you're really going to love this recipe. It's a chai spice kettle apple. So I like to think of it as the grown-up applesauce. And it's really good on ice cream. So if you have some ice cream in the freezer, throw it on top. Otherwise, you can just eat it plain. Right now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to go to the grocery store as little as possible. So when I am there, I tend to stock up in produce, and I want to make sure I use it all, because it's not really the time to have produce going bad. So I found this was great because we had a bunch of extra apples laying around, and I could just throw it in here, and it's just repurposed. It extends the life of your produce. So it's perfect for that.
Yay, I've got some apples over here that I need to use, so I'm excited.
Perfect. Well, honestly, and chances are you have everything you need. It's just, and we'll go through the ingredients, but it's like vanilla, maple syrup, lemon juice, and if you don't have chai spice, you can just use plain cinnamon. I'm using today pumpkin pie spice. My kids don't like the chai as much because it's a little stronger. But yeah, feel free. You cannot screw this recipe up. So if you only have 4 apples, you can use the same amount of everything else. Like, it's going to taste great either way.
Okay. Ooh, I'm excited.
All right. You guys want to get started?
Yeah.
Yes, show us.
I'm going to flip you around. Okay.
Okay. Flip us around.
There we go. All right. So the first thing you're going to want to do, the recipe calls for 5 apples. I prefer Granny Smith or Honeycrisp, but really any apple is going to do. So you want to peel it, core it, and then chunk it up. And you want them to remain kind of thick, maybe an inch thick, because if you slice them too thin, they're going to turn to applesauce. So we've got our apples peeled and cored, and then we have 1.5 teaspoons of, like I said, whatever spice you want, and you're just going to add that, and then 1/3 cup of maple syrup. You guys, and this is really great to get the kids involved because like I said, they're not going to mess it up, and it's really easy.
And I like your idea of making it like a true dessert, putting it over ice cream or something like that. I love that tip.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can
just
put it.
gonna eat it all.
Oh, okay, so we had the third of a cup of maple syrup, and then a teaspoon of vanilla, a tablespoon of lemon juice to keep its color and keep it a little tart, so you have a little of both, and then 1.5 tablespoons of butter. What you're gonna do is you are then going to put this, I'm gonna take you over to my stove. How's that?
Sweet.
Okay.
Take us. You have a beautiful kitchen. We love following you.
Oh, thank you. I cleaned it up for you guys. Okay, so then we're gonna turn this on to medium heat, and we're gonna cook it just for about 7 everything, and melt the butter down.
Tell us one more time. You cut out a little bit. How long do we cook it for on the stovetop, and at what heat level?
Yep. So you want to turn it to medium,
Okay.
and you want to do it just about 7 or 8 minutes because you don't want it to break down all the way.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, it'll turn to applesauce, and what we're really looking for is for these apples to hold some of its shape and texture. But just like I said, give it a quick stir, and then we're going to cover it. And then that's that. And at the end, what you're going to do is I'm going to take you back over here. Once that 7 or 8 minutes is done, you are going to make a quick little mixture with some corn syrup and water. So it's 1 teaspoon of corn syrup, 1 teaspoon of water, and you're going to make what you call a slurry. And this is going to help thicken it up so you get those really thick kind of syrupy apples. And then once those 7 or 8 minutes are done, you're going to pour this in, stir it up, it'll thicken it, and it's all done. And that's it.
What if you didn't have cornstarch on hand?
Yep, you can use arrowroot powder.
Okay.
Or I'm going to flip you back. Or you can use regular flour.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
So any sort of like thickening agent, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's going to really set it. There we go. I'm a little crooked. That's what's really going to set it up. So you get that, like, you know how kettle apples have that syrupy, drippy kind of gooiness, and that's where you're going to get it from.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm going to try it. I have some, right? I have all that stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, Robyn, you can't screw it up. Like,
well, be careful because you don't know who you're talking to.
No, you won't, I promise. Because even if you overcook it, it still tastes good. If you add too much maple syrup, it's still going to taste good.
Well, that was my question. If you left the heat on too long or it was hotter than you thought, it's just more of a texture thing. It's going to taste the same, basically.
Yeah, it's going to taste the same. It'll be a little bit more of an applesaucey consistency depending how long you leave it on there.
Okay.
But like
7 to 8 minutes is the trick. Okay.
Yeah, 7 to 8 minutes covered so you can keep the moisture in because you don't want them to dry out too much.
Okay.
But it's, like I said, it's really great for the kids just to get them experienced in this. I know some of us are, you know, all of us are homeschooling, but it's a great way to get them to do other things too that they're not normally going to be doing.
Well, I think my kids, you know, are young teens, and my daughter especially is always asking me like, oh, I want to make that. Oh, but Mom, you always take over and you're always doing it. Like, I admit it. I do, you know, probably because I'm cleaning so freaking much right now, right?
Oh.
We're cleaning and disinfecting constantly. So I'm like, one more mess. But I mean, that's such an easy recipe. She could do that definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
I'm looking at this time to get our kids really self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this generation may have had a hiccup in education and schooling, but they're going to be able to do everything on their own because we're going to be done with that.
Well, and the fun thing about, I was gonna say the fun thing about cooking is though that it involves a lot of math. And so when my kids are measuring and they're having to figure out fractions, I'm like, okay, how many, you know, is a third plus, you know, 2/3 or whatever it is that they're measuring. So yeah, I think you could really, you're right, self-sufficient and throw in some math and we're got ourselves on the back.
Tell them to either double or half the recipe to really
there you go.
there you go. Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
we know that this recipe is going to be in your new cookbook. Do you want to tell us when that's coming and where will we be able to find it? We'll all be sending away for the Amazon package, I'm sure.
I know. So it's going to be coming out at the end of the year. So December 29th is the release date. It's going to be, there's 100 recipes in there. They're all family friendly. It's designed to be easy. The recipe lists, the ingredient lists are really short. So you don't have to go, like you saw how easy this recipe was.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to go to the grocery store with a list of 25 items to make any recipe. The book is broken down into chapters that make it really easy to cook. So there's 30 minutes or less. There's a 5 ingredients or less. There's an instant pot chapter, meal prep chapter. So the book is designed for busy people who don't have all day to cook, but are still looking for healthy, wholesome, family-friendly recipes.
We love that about you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Sounds good.
You break it down in such a digestible way that is really conducive to our everyday life. And it doesn't make us overthink the recipes or freak out that we don't think we have what we need. So we love that about you. I was just looking at your Instagram. We'll follow along at The Whole Smiths on Instagram. Yeah. I saw, is your Chunky Monkey Cookies recipe in that book? Because
I just screenshotted your Chunky Monkey recipe on my phone. I'm like waiting for my chocolate chips to get here already, and
I have some.
You guys, and the good thing is, nobody has to wait for that recipe because it's already on my website. And they're breakfast cookies.
Okay.
They're cookies you can eat for breakfast, which is great now because we can just tell the kids, go grab a cookie for breakfast.
Yeah, that's genius.
Tell everyone what your website is in case they want to follow some of your recipes while they wait for your book.
Yep, it's thewholesmiths.com, and it's laid out by breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's laid out seasonally if you want to see what are great recipes to be making this spring. If you're gluten-free, I have a section for gluten-free, Whole30, all of that. So,
Michelle, you're the best. Thank you so much for making time for us.
And thank you so much. Yeah, we can't wait to try it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Yep. Take care. Stay healthy.
Stay safe.
I will. You too.
We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Last but not least, we need some special guests to help us with our sibling smiles.
Sibling smile is right. Where's our little friends?
I don't know.
So we have Spike, who is Sammy's brother, and he's about 9 months old, and we have a pool. And the last few days we've probably spent a fortune heating up our pool because we don't know what else to do with our kids. But Spike has been practicing. Have you practiced today?
Hi, Spike.
He practiced a little bit today, and he doesn't know how he feels about it. So
here's your brother.
Look at him. He's exhausted.
Here's your brother.
Are you tired?
Oh, I got a little lick. Look, there's your brother.
He literally will not look at the screen. I don't do you not see this giant? Do you think it's you?
Look at these twins. They're 2 years apart, but they are just. This is Sammy, short for Samuel Jackson. Yes, he's bossy.
Spike is just a 8-year-old's take on a cool dog name or a very tough-looking animal.
You know what's sad is we do have one other. Besides these siblings, we have Sugar. She is 11, and
yeah. What's up with you guys not showing Sugar?
She's barking and she's scratching my leg. Like
you don't have to play favorites so obviously. I mean, let Sugar in. There's Sugar.
Okay, well, you know what? We love our furry friends, and I think that's one of the benefits of being home in shelter in place is that we get to spend more time with our pets, our little siblings here, Sami and Spike. So they have picked out a super cute video to make you smile. So let's roll that tape. Here we go. All right. Well, we hope you guys love that.
That's right. And we can't wait to see you guys next week. And we hope you're all staying safe and healthy and keeping a smile on your face. Yeah. We're going to come out the other side, guys.
We got this. All right. And if you have
Like,
any ideas for us, if you have anything, any fun tips, ideas, or anything that you want to share with us, we'd love to hear them. So be sure to message us. You can find us on Instagram at Love Livermore, at Nick at Ranachero. You can find us, gosh, you can find us pretty much everywhere, right?
You can't, in fact, you can't get away from us. Maybe that's the problem.
No, you can't. You can't. So message us wherever you are. We'll be there too. And we just want to, again, provide some positivity and some perspective on this quarantine life that we're living.
That's right. You guys take care. See you next week.
Peace.